start recording here too as well. But this is the Sabbath, of course, and of course I got scripture, of course, as always. But I guess we'll go into some issues, of course. Actually, before I go into the shutdown is over and Obamacare and all the other stuff. I was watching last night. I think it was Tommy Sotomayor's show, and I guess people were calling in asking questions. Anything, talk about any subject or whatever the case may be, and he was telling people about him and the brother out in California where he's staying at right now, Tim Alexander, that they were working together. He's an older brother, and they kind of fell out because the brother, Tim Alexander, was trying to hustle him, and the guy was like, I can make you bigger, Tommy, if I can do all this work for you, for he was asking him for how much, like $15,000 a month, like charging him, just to work with the brother, usually like a mentor or somebody like that. But so I'm like, what, dude? I mean, no. So he said, I'm doing this by myself. So then the brother said, okay, well, just pay me $5,000 a month, and kind of see how it goes, etc. And I think he said the last straw is that the fact the lady, the chef, the cook that was cooking old Tommy's meals, it's often there, because she's the cook. She's whatever she does the cooking, whatever you want to call it. He hired her to do cooking for him, and she was hanging around a little bit, kind of interested in Tommy and his radio show and things of that nature. And the guy, the older guy, was, I guess he liked her or something like that. I don't know. He was some Edomite woman, and he liked her, and he even went as far as call the girl up and say, now this is according to him, and say, don't you know he got a woman? I mean, don't you know he a bad guy? He ain't no good, stuff like that. Something to that nature. And like, he was trying to get with her. This man about 60 damn years old, trying to get with this young lady. And he caught wind of it. Tommy, like, the girl told him, like, hey, this guy's trying to hit on me. And Tommy like, man, whatever, So I guess they kind of fell out, whatever the case may be. Why am I saying this during the Sabbath? Well, that's because the older brothers nowadays, this is the reason why the youth are killing each other. This is why the young black men don't have love for each other, because they see the older black men fight among each other. They see the older black men out there trying to hustle the young black man. Those same older black men out there that's molesting these young black boys too as well, and have to befriend them and then gain their trust, and then next thing you know, they gain access to your sons. They're indoctrinating your sons with their, madness, their sickness. And that was the point. The reason why the children of Israel it'll be difficult to get together, because we don't have the older brothers out there who actually look out for the younger ones. It's like they still in their second childhood, trying to be something that they wanted to be but was not during those times. And it's a shame, actually, that if it's true, this brother try to hustle a younger brother that's coming up. And you talking about he created Master P and this and that and all this other stuff. Then where is Where is your, where is your benefits unless you flush your money down the drain with women? I mean, it's sad. You think, an older brother, elder would, guide you, mentor you, and teach you the ropes, etc., and see you go out and prosper. And then, at the same time, this elder is trying to get much as he can out of you, try to prosper off the backs of you. And I'm gonna give you another story. My good cousin, and he was rising up. He was, at work and things like that. And another brother who was older man, would try to use him to make a come up. Who would try to use him to make a come up off of, what he couldn't do at his age. And I saw that, and I was disgusted by that. And trust me, it to the point happened to me, where an older man, try to come up, try to use me to gain what he wanted. I'm like, shoot, I ain't trying to fly with that. But see, I was smart. See, same time, I was smart enough to see what's going on. Like, man, you about 60, 65 years old, and you still can't make something happen for yourself, and you try to use other younger men to come up, to make a come up. Your time is already passed. If I'm 60 years old, and if I accomplish what I can through the Spirit of the Most High, hopefully, I'm not going to use another brother to come up, try to make a resurrection, okay? I'm just going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to stay in my corner. I ain't going to come over there and mess with the younger brothers now. Oh, yeah. No. I'm going to stay in my corner. That's why, I see cats who are younger than me in early 20s, whatever, come up making millions of dollars all of a sudden. I don't jump on those cats. I know them. I say, what's up? That's it. I don't try to, hang around with them, etc., trying to make some come up off of them. No. Now, if they want some advice or whatever, I'm willing to give it to them. I ain't going to charge them nothing whatsoever. I mean, there's cats who's in the NBA I know, who I, helped them when they was kids. But, like I said, I don't want nothing. I don't want to be, that's that guy who did this. No. I'm sitting in my corner. I'm staying in my corner. I'm not going to ride nobody. I ain't jock riding nobody. I'm staying in my corner. And whatever I have accomplished is whatever I've accomplished. I'm not gonna jump on this guy's back, this younger cat's back, because he made it, and say, well, remember when I did this? Remember I did this hat for you? I need some money. No, that's not me. Because this right here is what prevents me from being that older cat that jock rides off of the younger brothers now who are coming up. It's a damn shame, and it makes me sick to my stomach. It really does makes me sick to my stomach to see these older men now trying to come up off these younger brothers. And that's the reason why you got issues. They too damn busy trying to come up instead of too busy monitoring, patrolling the younger brothers. That's why you see all these shootings and killings happen all the time. Drug dealing transactions, because the older brothers are too busy trying to make a come up instead of actually out there putting these young boys down to the ground if they cross the line. And then you got these women, these mamas, these big mamas, big giant dresses look like a damn curtain. They're so damn big they can't even buy a regular dress. Talking about my baby would never do that to me. Don't you hurt my baby. And give her an uppercut sometime and tell her shut the hell up. It's a man's world. That's true. It is a man's world. Not sugarcoating anything here. That's why these young men are out of control. They're selling drugs. They're out there disrespecting their younger women, the younger girls out there. That's why they get knocked up, pregnant. 'cause they don't care and she don't care. Cause even the big mamas trying to make a come up off these young girls. You know, when these young girls have these young boyfriends or whatever, and on the and let's just be honest, most of these little single mamas, they will come on a prowl on them cougars, I call them. The cougars going out there and chasing these young boys down, just like that nasty broad, that nasty looking mountain monkey. Let's just call it for what it is. Oh, what you say? That's wrong. Well, to make you any feel better, Negroes, the Chinese and the Japanese were called monkeys before we were ever called that. And you can read the ancient Edo letters as well, and understand they were called monkeys before the so-called Africans were not Africans but Israelites when we got on here in these countries. So. Hope that makes you feel a little bit better. And she was having sex with a 16-year-old boy, and she got caught. She was hiding in the closet of the 16-year-old boy, and the mama lit her head up. She pulled every piece of hair out of her head. And when she came in for a mug shot, she was bald. She was bald as a scallywag. And, you know, this is going on in the so-called black communities. It ain't just white communities. You people always want to say the white man this and the white man that. The white man, no, the white man did everything to us, the white man. Well, you Negroes ain't any better. I mean, they're doing their job. Like, according to Scripture, they are doing their job according to Scripture. They're the heathen. They're not supposed to obey the laws, commandments, and statutes. Now, if they choose to accept the faith, yes, cool. But they're not bound by laws, commandments. That's why you think we get locked up so much. Why you think when we do a crime, we do heavy time? Because the Lord made that happen. Because the Lord trying to get us away from that heathen ways, these heathen doctrines, these heathen cultures. That's why we get the shaft every time we sin. When they sin, they get away with it. Why do you think they get away with it? Because they are the heathen. It's not for them. Now, if they choose to be so by faith, yes, that would be joint partakers and serve the kingdom. But the Israelites must adhere. It's your bloodline. You must adhere to it. Otherwise, you're going to be put to death. You cannot, if you're a Negro or Native descent or Hispanic. I know some of them you will argue about not all Hispanics are Israelites because of Spaniard bloodline. I understand that to a certain degree, but then I can kind of understand you may not be an Israelite too, because you somewhere down the line may have a great-great-grandfather who was a so-called white man. Now, how you like that? See there? Not good striving genealogy, because you go too far, you never know. You may hit one of your own cylinders and find out you may not be an Israelite. So I wouldn't go there. Just stick to the faith. Stick to the faith that they are. Let the Most High deal with that. It is not your place to determine who's who and who's not. Okay? It's according to the Spirit. That person has the Spirit and they're suffering and they're dealing with oppression. Most likely they're Israelites. All of us are suffering. You know, your typical Tea Party banter. All of us are. No, you're not suffering. Shut the hell up. You started a fire. Now you can't put it out. That's why you're suffering. You started a fire and now you can't put it out. Let me turn this air on. It's kind of a little warm out here. They sure did well insulated. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But, like I said, so stop worrying about who's who and who's not. Let the Most High deal with that. That's His agenda. Okay, your agenda is to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. Stop worrying about, well, such and such did this and such did that. Blah 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 blah. See there, when you keep going into those banters, what happens is you get away from this book. You start disobeying the laws, commandments, and statutes because you're too busy trying to attack somebody else. Ain't that something? As far as this Obamacare thing, I'm just going to say it, I'm going to say it blunt. It is of the devil. Now, if you're poor and sick and have no money, fine, go ahead, sign up for Obamacare. You know, I pray that the Most High will not get you ratched up. I'll put it that way. Now, some people, I understand they will sign up for something like that because, hey, you know, they don't have a choice, but you gotta pray to the Most High first to guide you. Then the Most High says, okay, go ahead and sign up with the Obamacare ordeal, fine. But you don't understand the stage 2 process. Stage 1 is offer free health care or low cost health care. Stage 2, because once you sign up to the government health care system, what it is that now they can control everything that you do, your policy, your health, your condition, etc. Y'all think it's good, but I mean, yeah, for someone who is poor, for someone who is broke, for someone who is at a disadvantage, yes, I understand that. But for someone like me and others who work for a living, who can afford insurance, may not be the lowest, but who can afford decent insurance, it's not. I wouldn't do it. I won't do it. I looked at the website to see if it's actually running because people were complaining it wasn't running. So I just checked it out, see if it was running. It was running. So, you know, some people make up stories, but you know, I'm got the journalist spirit in me, so to investigate things. But what it is stage 1 is to get you in and make you feel comfortable. Then stage 2 is then when they start making mandatory RFID chips to mark of the beast, tracking you and no telling what those chips may contain. They may contain some type of autoimmune tweak or something like that to your system, your biometrics, etc. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think that's good. That, you know, that just help makes us better. No, you're thinking at it as a material understanding, but a spiritual understanding is that this can destroy you and your spirit. Once they put the RFID chip, you don't know what's in that RFID chip. They'll tell you, nah, it just, you know, we just making sure everything's okay. No. You don't know what's in it. You don't know what's in that RFID chip. So why take the chance? Why take the chance? And you know, I know, see, some of y'all, well, actually, none of y'all are hesitant, which is good. A lot of those same black folks that run around, yeah, free health care. And now black folks like, well, I don't know about this. Because now pushing coming now the reality's kicking in, saying, hold on, what this Negro's up to? Your suspicion level has kicked in. That's good. Because you don't know what's in the health bill. You don't know. Hell, Obama doesn't even know what's in the bill. So I mean, if you, and I know some people read about it and say, well, this is what's in here, and you know, if it's penalized, it's very small, it's not a big deal, etc. Okay, that's typical Obama banter. You know, let's just be honest. It's a trick. Now, for people who are poor, I understand. That's fine. You know, the Lord will you know, the Lord will guide you, of course. But for those out there who decide to choose, even though they don't need it, but they choose it just because they want to be have this President Obama support. Go ahead. Get put to death. Go ahead. Get put to death. Be my guest. Get put to death with that stuff. I can understand you're poor, but then you stand up there brazen talking about, yeah, I'm going to support Obama. I'm going to sign up. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Get put to death. Don't say nothing. Because the Most High going to look at you and say, you know what, you messed up. But no, I don't need Obamacare. whatsoever. My regimen usually is I look the foods that I eat. You know, instead of man, I bet you I'm gonna show you something. It's better to show you than to talk about it. See, I can talk about it all day, all I want, and it won't get much done. So instead, let me just show you, what I often eat now, because a few years ago I wasn't doing this. I was eating pork chops and gravy a few years ago before I came into truth. This is what I normally take on my regimen. Let's look on here. Pea protein, yes, pea protein, growing naturals. It says there's no GMO, so I'm just going to have to trust to the Spirit of the Most High that it has no GMO, non-GMO. It's plain, made from raw protein. Of course, you can look at the levels, amino acids, etc. This is what I take during the mornings, and sometimes I mix this too in the mornings. Veggie protein, right here. Another one. I don't use whey protein or casein or animal protein. I just use veggie protein, which is the best one. Especially if you want to keep yourself in a healthy level. Here we go. Spinach. Good old spinach. Good old spinach. Well, that stuff may have pesticides in it. Well, it hasn't killed me yet. Pork chops have worms in it, and you still eat it. Bacon has worms in it. Bacon has psychological drugs, psychosis drugs in it. They experiment on pigs, and you eat it. You still eat it. You eat that hamburger beef, mad cow disease, and all the other crap that comes out of McDonald's and all these other restaurants. So, you can say, oh, this got pesticides. Well, your stuff got worms. How you like that? And this is amino acids. Muscle Farm. Yeah. I wouldn't try BSN because BSN is like a on-off cycle thing. And this is just for me, because I often work out a lot, so I use this. And at the first 2 days, when I tried the first 2 days, it was like, I don't feel nothing. I'm like, whatever. It's a waste. But then next 2 days, I started to feel the energy kicking in. It's not like one of these energy drink like Red Bulls and crap like that. No, it doesn't have junk. It just has vitamin C, vitamin B6, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, L-leucine, L-lysine, L-valium. These are actually in your body, naturally in your body, and a lot of us are deficient from them because we eat a lot of pork. Well, I don't. Well, eat all this other junk food that derives us from the actual nutrients and vitamins we need. Of course, it has coconut water powder, beetroot extract, betaine, golden seal root powder, saffronolase root powder, slippery elm bark powder. So basically, it has herbs. This has herbs as well. But it has actually worked. It's actually kept my health at a good level as well. So those products, let me put these back before I don't like them being clumped up. So those actually help me. Well, I normally eat. I do eat chicken, but I don't fry mine. I actually put mine in water and boil it. Best way to preserve the majority of the proteins is to boil it in water. Some people like to roast it, which I occasionally do roast it at times. But I boil all chicken, like turkey and chicken. I boil it in water. That keeps the majority of the proteins left of it. So that's what I normally do. Keep the majority of the proteins left. I just boil it in water. People fry it in grease and stuff like that. No. That loses a lot of proteins when you fry it in grease. I mean, it'll go from 33 grams of protein to less than 12, probably 11 grams of protein after you fried it. You boil it, you may lose 2 grams of protein, so it'd be 31 grams of protein instead of 33. But you roast it, probably like 5 or 6 grams of proteins missing. But you fry it, that's going to take a lot of proteins out of it because it's just it's cooked out. But like I said, as far as Obamacare, no. I wouldn't take it. Now, if you're poor and you're disabled, that's understandable. Hey, you have to do what you have to do. Just as long as you keep the Most High in faith and understanding. But for those out there who can afford it, who can manage to survive, then that's fine. I don't hardly ever use it, actually. Only time if I do need to use it, if I'm injured. If I'm injured. If I'm injured, that's the only time. That's the only time I will ever go to the doctor. If I'm injured. If I broke something. If I break a bone, a muscle, whatever you want to, collapse a muscle, whatever you want to call it. That's the only time I will go to the hospital. But otherwise, I ain't going for nothing. Because I'll make sure that I don't have to get to the point to where I have to depend on medication to live every day-to-day life because I made bad decisions in the past. Now, if you got pre-existing, that's understandable. But I'm talking about those who made bad decisions by eating the wrong foods and engaging in the wrong activities, sexual activities, recreational drugs, and other extreme risky activities which can cost your health when you get older. I believe those people should pony up on their own if they're going to do something like that. I don't believe people should be living off the government dole if you made bad choices in your life of doing drugs and engaging in promiscuous sex with many people, and now you're sick and now you want disability. I say hell no. You on your own. You made that decision, and then you're going to have to live with it. Why should I have to, pay for your sins? Now, we're already paying for our forefathers' sin through captivity. So why should I pay for a brother's sins who engaged in promiscuous activities and he get disability, even though the word told him not to do so? Now look at him. So that's my thoughts right there on that particular point right there. But I'm gonna go through the scriptures, of course, because we need hour at a time. Let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 21. Let's go there. Here. Yeah, I will have Jack Real show video out tomorrow. I managed to rig something up to adjust my my shotgun microphone to my camera on the tripod. Of course, I'm going to need a new tripod, probably a Stanford and Davis tripod stand. I'm probably going to need that, but right now we got to work with what we got, Let's go to Romans chapter 9, verse 21. Now, this is just referencing to there's going to be good people and there's going to be bad people. Let's start with verse 20. Now, let's start with verse 18 so you get an understanding. Therefore hath he had been mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will be hardened. That's the Most High. So you can't say that God should have mercy on this group of people and not have mercy on this group of people. That's up to the Most High who he have shown mercy for. Now, if the Most High want to have mercy to the Gentiles or to a particular Edomite, like Cornelius or Job, he will have that. You cannot say, no, you can't do that. You can't. Most High said, nigga, I created you, and I can destroy you. So who are you to say what the Most High should have mercy upon who and who not to have mercy upon? That's not you to answer. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hearteth. Thou wilt say them unto me, why though he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repellest against God? Shall the thing formed say to him that formeth it, why hast thou made me thus? Verse 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor, that's someone who is righteous, and another unto to dishonor? And there's those who are going to be wrong. So just like your children, you grow up, you raise your children. Some of your seed are going to be good children. They're going to you raise them in the right direction. And just say you raise all your children in the right direction. There's going to be a couple of them who's going to be bad, who's going to be rebellious. There's going to be good seeds, and there's going to be bad seeds. There's going to be a good seed who's going to listen to the righteousness of the mother and the father, and will go in the righteous ways, will not be going around breaking laws and acting a fool, etc., but will be honorable. May have a little issue here and there, but they will still be honorable. And then you're going to have that seed who you tried everything you could and did everything you could righteously, and he still comes out as a bad seed doing all types of behavior. So the Most High said he will make a vessel to honor, for honor, unto honor, and one unto dishonor. So there's going to be those out there who's going to be dishonorable regardless of their upbringing. A lot of people say, well, the daddy went at home, that's why he acted that way. This and that, this, that. No, it has to do with honor and dishonor. There's people who I know personally, who didn't have a father at the home, who had one of the roughest, toughest situations out there, who had a lot of madness going on, but managed to rise above that and raise children of his own. He still rise to honor at the end of the day. He still rose to honor. Now, maybe a little here and there, but he rose to honor. Okay? And I've seen brothers like that who didn't have a father. Okay? Rose to honor and raising children of their own. And then you're going to have those who had everything they got, who had good parents, who were there monitoring them, etc., and they still are dishonorable. They still are sour grapes. They're bad seeds. That's going to happen. You're going to have those that are honorable, then you're going to have those that are dishonorable. And you can't do anything. And after that, they reach a certain age, you can't do much for them. But to say, go out and prosper. Go forth and prosper righteously, of course. But if not, then so be it. In Godspeed. And a lot of people don't understand that. There are those that the Most High made to honor and those to dishonor. So you keep begging the Most High, please change him. Most High said, I created that child to be dishonorable for a purpose. That child will serve my purpose, thus saith the Lord. And you can't do anything about it but cry. Because he ain't going to change his mind. Go ahead and cry. Yeah, shut the hell up. That ain't right. Well, then stop believing in the Most High then if it ain't right. Sure. Hell. Tell you the truth. Let's go to Jude 1 and 6. It's all you hear. Here we go. Jude 1 and 6. Now, here we go. Now these are those who don't believe. the Bible and believe the Bible's a fairy tale. Men, made up story. Okay. Explain these events, these prophecies soon to come, or these occurrences that happen, if that was the case. Let's go to Jude 1 and 6. And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. Now, hold on. These are angels who at a time had their own estate, but decided to leave their own habitation. He hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness, those are the fallen angels, unto the judgment of the great day. So, those angels who decide not to adhere to their estate, to their position, and decide to go into the ways of the fallen man, they fail too. That's why you had Nephilim. That's why you had women. That's why you had the sons of God and the daughters of men. And everybody believed, oh, that was the Israelites. Israelites didn't exist during that time. But, you got some brothers out there that will argue to you about that. And I pray for them. That's sad, but, hey. Let's go to verse 13. No, actually, let's go to, hold on. Verse 14, actually. And Enoch, also the seventh from Adam, was he an Israelite? No. Israelites didn't exist because Jacob wasn't even born yet. And Enoch, also the seventh from, and there is a book of Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. So, 10,000s of his saints. You know what 10,000, that's his angels. So you don't believe that? See, that's why a lot of you are messed up now. And it's not really your fault, because it's actually your pastor's fault, because your pastor is a damn liar, like T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Kenneth Copeland, Paula White. She's an abomination. That whore ain't nothing but an abomination. I know some of you women get upset when I say whore, but in the Bible it says whore. The Bible says whore. God calls some of these women call Jezebel a whore. Huh? Well, what's wrong with that? She is a whore. And any man that lays with her is a whoremonger. That's right. There are whores and whoremongers. A man who lays up with men and women or men is a whoremonger. And a woman that lays up with any man is a whore. That's why you got whore and whoremonger. Because a whoremonger is someone who's seeking a whore. A man who loves whores. That's why they call whoremonger. And a woman that's willing to give it up is a whore. Because if she didn't give it up, it's called rape. And he should be put to death. But if she gave it up, it's called whoring. So I know some of you women get all upset and stirred up talking about, you using the whore. Well, the Bible says whore. The Bible says whoremonger. And this is the same Bible I'm reading that you're reading. But see, you want to disregard that. You want to, and I know some of you are just wicked as hell. You will get I don't have one, let's just say this is a black marker. And you will line through certain words because you didn't like it. You think the Most High ain't looking? You think the angels ain't looking at you, stupid? Dummy? And some of you crackers be doing that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, too. And you niggas do it too. I tell you, this ain't the platform to be saying things like this. Are you obeying the laws, commandments, and statutes? Nope. So shut up. Shut your damn mouth. What I say was wrong. You said nigger. Okay. I said nigger. So you mad at that fact I call you a nigger? Let's go to Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Let's just nip this in the bud. Now there are in the church that was in at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called Niger and Lucius, a Cyrene and Mahana, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. So the prophets were called nigger. Niger means nigger, means black. And of course, in slavery they add the G. Instead of being called Niger, they call nigger. They add another G because their slang was so ignorant. They knew who they was calling, so they used nigger. So all you gotta do is add a G, and it's called nigger. Niger. Take the G out, it's Niger. Huh? Why do you think they will call you that in slavery? Why do you think they will call you nigger in slavery? They knew who they were capturing. They knew who they were selling and buying and trading and using and abusing. They knew. That's why they call you niggers. But since their southern tongue so ignorant as hell, they add another G behind Niger and said nigger. That's where you get nigger from, the Bible. Nigger comes from the Bible. Yes, it does. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Look it up, son. No, and then you're going to have some of these devils out here talking about, no, that doesn't mean that. That's a misinterpretation. That they had the Hebrew Greek scholars had it wrong. And who are you to say what they had wrong or not wrong? Damn it, what's your evidence? You can't show it. That's just hearsay. That is let's go to Sirach chapter 3, verse 21 to 20. Let's go there. Let's talk about some of you devils. And when I say that, I don't mean white folks particular, because you black folks, some of you devils too. Let's refer to you devils, because you know what the word devil means. Devil is not a red skin, horns and sticking up out of the head creature. No, devil means deceiver. So if you're deceitful, I'm calling you a devil. Let's go to Sirach or Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha if you got it. Chapter 3, verse 21-24. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. But what is commandment thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to seek with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. So some of y'all try to explain the sun, the moon, and stars. You'll never understand it. Scientists can tell you all kinds of lies because they don't even know themselves. So they make up stuff. For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion had overthrown their judgment. And that's what a lot of you people are. That's why you're called the devil. Now let's go back to Revelations. For those out there who got upset, you cause nigger and crackers. Cracker don't even mean nothing. Y'all not offended. Some of you white folks ain't offended by the word cracker. You're trying to imply something that doesn't exist. Racism. That's not racist to call you a cracker. And you know what cracker mean? Because whips were cracking on the backs of slaves. So they call you cracker. Oh yeah, they call you cracker. So why you get mad at being called something that you're oppressing? You're oppressing somebody by cracking a whip on their back. So they call you cracker. Or they call you hunky. They call you hunky because when we were walking in those dirt roads, because we didn't have transportation like y'all did, y'all, get out the way, nigga, and we had to jump off the road so y'all can drive your little Sunday drive through. That's why they call you hunky, because you hunk the damn horns all the damn time every time you see us on the road. So Negroes just gave y'all words and terms for actions that y'all are normally known for doing. Like cracking the whip, you call it cracker. You honking the horn at people, getting out the way, you call hunky. Because why would they say you white cracker? Why they need to add white or Caucasian cracker to it if the word itself just mainly applied to you? Just like blacks can be crackers. Because you got some of these black crackers out here, they're cracking rips on the back of their own people. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Louis Farrakhan, they're crackers. But let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 through 9. And I have to go through all the motions on this one. Let me get some water real quick. Just having some cheese crackers. Cheese crackers. These crackers are good. The orange crackers. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. They don't come with whips either. These crackers are good. Okay. Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 to 9. We have to go through the motions first, because a lot of you don't like going through the motions, so I'm going to go for you. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. Now, some people will say, some people would theorize that the earth is flat. Because of saying that. But the wisdom of Solomon describes the earth as being round. How do you think Columbus, here you go. How do you think Christopher Columbus had to theorize that the earth was round? Because he read the Bible. Just like he read the book of Ezra. Just like he read the book of Deuteronomy. And realized, hold on. These certain people are here next to us. They're actually south of us. We can get them. And we can buy them. And we can sell them. And we can be masters over them. And we're going to change their way they thinking. Once again, how do you think Columbus was able to have an understanding of the world possibly being round? Wisdom of Solomon. But that's another subject by itself. 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. These are the elect. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. And people said that the Israelites doesn't matter when Christ comes. This is what they're saying, that it doesn't matter. Okay, we were reading that it does matter. So all you so-called Southern Baptist Christians out there who believe it doesn't matter who the tribes are, stick it. You're a damn devil and you're a liar. And I have to say it like that because that gets your attention. Because if I say, well, I disagree, no. I ain't going to get your attention that way, because then you can try to manipulate yourself. I'm going to just call you straight up. You're a damn devil. You're a damn devil to believe that the 12 tribes don't matter in the scripture. You have lost your damn mind. Let's continue. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. And this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now these are the rest of the Israelites. Verse 9 is referencing to a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations. Those are the Israelites that are scattered across the earth. Now the 144,000 are the elect. There will be the leaders of all these people. So you're going to have 144,000 out of 12,000 out of each tribe that's going to lead their people. So we're going to have governors set up. Now, of course, the Most High is the high king and the high priest, regardless. But you're going to have these governors set up to, of course, govern, the kingdom. They're going to be the elect. They're going to be our guidance counselor. Okay, of course, there ain't going to be no issues on the kingdom, but that's just showing you. Okay, now let's continue with this. And I know some of y'all got upset with that, but you know what? I don't care. You're not gonna keep us away from the truth. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13, verse 5 through 10. Let's go here. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Okay. Yeah. And he opened his mouth is in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwelleth in heaven. And this is the beast. And believe me not, this is many of the images of the beast. And it was given unto him make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nation. Now, what nation and group of people who are empowered that are doing this to go on a war against the saints? Let's just be honest here. Let's just stop the semantics here. Let's stop saying they're just evil people. Let's call them who they are. Who are the majority of the people that are committing all these crimes globally? I'm talking about globally. Diseases, going to countries and destructuring them, breaking them down, taking them over. The Edomites. They're the ones who are doing it. Let's just call it for what it is. Okay? And the Edomites come in different shades too. That's why they intermix with some of the Brazilians. That's why they're mixed with some of the Africans over there in Northern Africa and Egypt and Ethiopia. That's why they're intermixed with so they can blend in. So they know who they are, but they will blend in easily. So you won't pinpoint exactly which group of people are doing what, because then you look at another nation, they got brownish looking skin, and say, well, they're doing evil too. Well, we can't say they're that. That was their intention, to deceive you from not pointing out who is doing it exactly. The Edomites, let's just be honest, the majority of so-called Europeans. Let's just tell the truth. Or the so-called Jewish people. Let's just tell the truth. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's stop saying, well, that don't mean that. I'm bringing you truth. And you continue to bring me lies. So who is going to be more credible when it comes down the line? Look, I'm just a messenger. I'm reading what the scriptures say. Well, you're misinterpreting it the wrong way. Why? Because it doesn't make you feel good. Well, God loves everybody in John 3:16. People will throw that up in a hot potato when they cannot answer questions such as this. They will throw up John 3:16, and they will throw up Corinthians and Galatians, and they will stand by that. And I will stand by mine, because I got 50 more. Where they got 3. They got 3, I got 50. Just, hey. But, they'll learn. But it'll be too late by then. So, in all honesty, the Gentiles, they're not obligated to adhere to the laws, commandments, and statutes. So, some of y'all Israelites out there who are now Israel, I would not be very concerned about the Gentiles at all, period, because they're not obligated for this truth. You are obligated. It's the fact that you need to keep yourself in sync with the word and not allow the Gentiles to stray you away from their doctrines. That's the goal. That's one of the prime goals right there, to get them away from you, from refraining from their way of thinking. Once you refrain from their way of thinking, then you have a clear understanding. Trust me, it's all like that too. I was all into the heathen Gentile doctrine, esoteric, all that crazy stuff. What they're doing is, and they may not even consciously know they're doing it. Well, unconsciously, they are doing the works of Edom by straying you away from that doctrine. They may not know it consciously, but unconsciously, in their dialect, in their speech, the wordplay, it is deception. That they're trying to keep you away from the truth and say, well, God loves everyone, and we should all love with each other, and we should all have interracial marriages, and we should all mix multitudes and mix with each other. And you got even some of these Israelite churches running around with mixed marriages, and got a Israelite brother and an Edomite woman, sister. Well, it's a mess. Now, there's those who were married to other nations before the truth. I understand that. I understand there are some out there who were married with other nations or dealing with other nations before the truth. I'm talking about those who are in the truth and then knowing that what they're doing is wrong, and they still, let's just say a brother who's single and he came to the truth, right? And he know the book of Nehemiah says not to deal with the other nations in a sexual or any type of relationship, marriage way. However, that man still does that, and he desires to marry a woman outside of his nation. And he's in the truth, but he marries a woman outside his nation. That is the sin the Most High he will hold that against you right there. He will hold that against you. Now, Ruth was a Moabitess, and she wasn't an Israelite. Moses, he married a Hamite woman, Lord. He did. David married, but she was, and Solomon, but you are not David. You are not Moses. You are not Abraham. You are not any of these men whatsoever. You women are not Ruth. That's a big difference. See, Ruth was in another land. Okay. And she already and when the Israelites moved to that certain land, they didn't have any other people of their own kindred to marry. So they ended up, so one of this, Naomi's sons married Ruth because she was the only woman out there who was available that actually wanted to adhere to it. And so when, her husband died in war and the other left and Ruth stayed with Naomi and traveled back, Boaz ended up marrying her to honor his brother or his kindred. And of course, that gave birth to Obed, and that birth gave to Jesse, and then Jesse gave birth to David. So Ruth is David's great grandmother. Yeah. So he'll look a little. So of course his skin will be ready. See. So are we gonna discredit David now? Because Ruth is his great grandmother. So if it wasn't for Ruth, David would not even exist. Then where the seed Christ will go then? See? I mean, they would have existed. Probably looked a little different. But like I said, there's a reason for everything, okay? And the Most High will make exceptions for some, but you running out there and doing this, no, he ain't making no exception for you because he haven't showed favor on you. Now, if he showed favor, then yeah, you might could get a pass with the Most High, yes, in his discretion. But you're not his favor. You're not his favorite, okay? There's few people the Most High favorite. His son, Abraham, David, Solomon, Moses. Well, he told Moses you can't go in the new land because you start bragging about you saying that you did it instead of me. But as far as being God's favorite, you a lot of you, almost all of you are not. I'm just going to be blunt about that one. Nor am I. But let's continue. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose name are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. And this is one particular that a lot of people, especially Caucasians, the Europeans, do not love. And just hold on tight. Hold on tight. This is thus says the Lord. Hold on tight. Hold on tight. Come on. Hold on. Grab a seatbelt. Grab a seatbelt. Anybody close by, grab a seatbelt. This is going to shock the world. It should shock the world. It should shock the earth. Here we go. Verse 10, Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. Listen carefully. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Whoa. Keep a Sabbath. Hold on, let's say that again. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Whoa. Keep a Sabbath. Let's try that again. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So it's talking about a particular people that are leading those in captivity. So if you put, just like the Europeans enslaved the Israelites have been enslaved by all nations, believe it or not, from Babylon to Ham. Ham was actually one of the first to enslave the children of Israel. Nimrod from Babylon, then to Assyrians, the Assyrian kings. Then it went on from there to Egypt, right? And Egypt, the pharaohs enslaved the Israelites there too. And, and it went to the Greek and Roman empires enslaved the Israelites. And then the European, the British monarch powers, they enslaved the Israelites. So those who led us into captivity, not just here in America, but from all those times, even the Babylons who still exist over there, the Iraqis and all those, you led us into captivity. You shall, and Ham too, you shall go into captivity. Here we go. Verse more again. He that killeth with the sword, those who kill with the sword, guns, etc., that has killed, must be killed with the sword. So if you were a murderer and a killer and you got away with it, and your family's got away with it, you shall be killed by the sword. You shall die along with them. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So that is the patience and the faith of the saints who believe in the Most High, that the recompense will come back for those who have tried to destroy them. Now, there was no problem with captivity. There was no problem with slavery. I have no problem with that. I don't. I'm not angry with slavery whatsoever, because Deuteronomy 28, verse 15-68 said, we did not hearken unto our father that we shall go into captivity. Our ancestors didn't hearken, so the descendants of those will go into captivity, and it happened. The thing the Most High had a beef with Edom is that they went too far. They took it to a whole new level. Instead of capturing them, enslaving them, doing what's needed of them, and working them to death, and beating them and killing them, etc., which is fine. But here's the thing that pissed off the Most High. They took the heritage and the culture from us and made us do abominable things that, knowing the Most High knows that they knew that was wrong for his people to do. That's what pissed off the Most High. Y'all went too damn far. You went beyond the point of what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to put us in slavery and us to serve you. I have no problem with that, doing those errors. What y'all did a total psychological, mental brainwash of who we were. All those other captivities from Babylon all the way to Egypt and those eras, and Greek and Roman, we were able to attain our heritage and our culture and our God. They allowed us to have that. Hell, even some of them decided to come into our God. Cornelius is one example. Some of the Romans decided to go into the righteous way because they saw their own God as being evil and destructive and satanic and homosexual. And they say, hey, I'm gonna go to y'all God now. But this captivity, the British European captivity, was the worst of all captivities, because you took our God away from us and you put yourself up as our God, as our God. That's the blasphemy the Most High was angry with. You decided to take his son, his image, his teachings, and turn it around and make it yours and paint him like your skin. Let's go to Maccabees, 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48 to explain that. Here we go. 1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images. That's exactly what you did. That is evil. That is blasphemous. That is satanic. That is the lowest of the low you could ever do. And the Most High is going to make sure that you led his people into captivity. You are going into captivity. What you did was beyond the pale. I didn't care about slavery. That's fine. That was justified. Slavery was justified because according to the scripture. But what you did during captivity was blasphemy, wickedness, evil, making us eat pig and pig guts and chitlins and all this pork and all this other crap. We weren't supposed to eat that. You took our language from us, gave your language. You took everything away from us. Then you painted Christ as your likeness and tell them that's your God. That's what you did. And that's why the Most High is going to put the boots to you. And y'all get mad at that all you want. I'm reading according to Scripture. Stop getting mad. And stop saying I'm twisting the damn Scriptures. Stick it. I'm not twisting the Scriptures. You need to stop it. That's being a devil. You're lying. Let's continue. Let's go to Revelations, and I'm gonna title this for those who don't believe, because when it happens, you're gonna believe, but you know it's gonna be too late. It's gonna be too late for you not to believe then. Too late for you to believe then after that. Let's go to Revelations, chapter 16, verse 13 to 17. I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophets. Prophet, actually. For there are the spirits of devils, deceivers, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth. Now, hold on. Now, the Most High says that these are unclean spirits, and they work miracles. So you thinking that people out there who are, mega church preachers, oh, they're so blessed. The Lord has blessed them. He has found favor among them. No, they haven't. The devil has found favor among them, believe it or not. Because the devil, no, I'm serious. Lucifer can give blessings too. Yes. Why do you think you got all those rappers and these millionaire movie stars and these singers and athletes? Especially in the rap industry. I'm going to tell you something a little bit about that quickly. I go on a rant, but I'm going to have to go on a rant on this one. You got these rappers out there. All these rappers signed up cussing and rapping. I'm sling crack on the way, yo. Got guns, got the Glock, get the gang, yo. Hit that nigga on the block, yeah, yo. And all this other rap monkey nonsense. And you know a little secret. That they get it up, the you know what? They get it up to shoot. I'm serious. They get it up to shoot. Yeah, they get what you call pound cake, and not like the uppercut, like what's that dude said Tommy Sotomayor does, but the pound cake of this type of pound caking. Yeah. Yeah, them rappers get it. They rappers get it. Well, why? Ask yourself. Why you think they have all them tattoos all over their body? I mean, it's like works of art. I mean, think about it. Look at all, and then before they came in the industry, they didn't have all those damn tattoos. Why you think they got all them damn tattoos? I mean, what kind of that's an initiation. I'm serious. Why do you think these guys have 50 million tattoos on their body? Why do they do that? I mean, what's the point of having that stuff on your body? I mean, what does it prove? Well, it's tried to display masculinity with all the tattoos, because they don't got pounded, and they got pounded up. They got pounded. They got pounded in their pie hole. That's how they get into the industry. Why do you think they got millionaire overnight millionaires? Why do you think Nicki Jam in the top? You think she didn't get pounded and going both ways? She was already a lesbian before she got into the industry, because she was messing with, what's her name, Remy Ma. Oh yeah, Nicki Jam was messing around with her and Memorial were girlfriends. I'm talking about kissing and licking girlfriends. liquor license. Her and Remy Ma, Nicky Giami. And P. Diddy, you know he be banging. That boy, I tell you the truth, boy, you people, you don't understand. Why you think it's hard for you, some of you guys who are so-called, aspiring artists to get in the industry? Because you don't want, because they haven't approached you yet. When they approach you, they want some shoot. So they can take your, what it is that they can break your spirit by emasculating you. Just like in prison. A bunch of homosexuals in prison that are raping these men. They call them fresh meat and stuff like that. And they end up raping these men to break their spirit. Make them weak. The Romans and the Greeks did this. They did this in war. When they conquer a land, they rape the men to break their spirit. Emasculate them. That's not, I mean, a man rather die than to be raped. A man rather die than to be raped by another man. A real man. Now the other men that, you know, they already had feminine ways anyway. They might enjoy that. But a man, a masculine man, a heterosexual man, rather die. I'd rather die before I get raped. I'd rather die. I'd rather be put to death than to be raped. That's worse. I'd rather face death. I'd rather die. That's why all these guys got all these damn tattoos all over their bodies. It's a way of masking to cover up things. Because you know the saying about tattoos, it shows a form of identity of yourself. That's what tattoos do. So when people make markings on their body, that's what's inside them, inside their hearts and their minds. Because they ain't gonna tell you, and they can hide it. But those tattoos will show what's in their minds, in their spirit. Some got flames on there. They think they're being tortured. Some got skulls. Think they're the death. Some got, guns. They signifying violence. Yeah. That's what mainly tattoos signify. It signifies an inner spiritual self. So when you see all these rappers with all these millions of tattoos and tattoos on their foreheads and this upside down cross thing, they try to say, "Oh, I'm just representing Peter," like Amber Rose, stupid whore. No, you're part of that system. You're part of that ankle grab. No, she grabbed those ankles. Oh, she didn't mind grabbing the ankles, but she had to do some carpet too. She had to do some carpet cleaning. All in that madness. Because Kanye West got it up to shoot too. He did. That's why he now cleaving to Kim Kardashian, because every man pretty much wants her, and pretty much most every man done had her. That's why he cleaving to women, certain, white, particularly her, because he want normalcy in his life. Same thing with Jay-Z. They want normalcy in their life, but they can't get out. They can't get out. So they cleave to something that is somewhat normalcy. They can't get out the light. Well, that lifestyle, limelight, whatever you want to call it, because they're they still in it. And hey, I'm telling you the truth. These guys these top actors and X stuff like that, you think they ain't take the, you know what? You think they didn't grab the ankles or have to, you know, do something homosexual for somebody like a producer or so? Just like, you know, the women who try to come up in Hollywood have to sleep with the producer in order to, you know, to get a role, which that's been going on for ages. But now the man will have to force to sleep with another man, with another producer. There ain't no woman because they'll enjoy that. But they had to do it with a man, a way to have something on them, like a covering, you know, like, you know, okay, you did this, so, you know, if you were to leave or you were to say something, then I will expose you for this, and we got you on camera. And you best believe they had recorded footage of you having sex with a man producer, or him pound caking you in the back, or you pound caking him, or whatever the case may be. You putting his mouth on him and he putting his mouth on you. You best believe that. You best believe they don't ran it through you, so you can get that power and that money. They ain't gonna just give Negroes money and power just like that. And most of y'all not even good actors or even rappers. Most of y'all can't even sing worth a damn lick. But they'll make it to the point to where you're just marketable enough, because they'll say, we got something on this person. We set them out. Producers, they say we set them out. We broke their spirit, so, you know, we can use them. And you best believe when they start getting more roles in, they're gonna start asking for more booty. I'm just gonna say it plain, just like that. So that's why you got all these rappers that are making millions of dollars, and they don't have no education. Most of them are just out of their mind, and they're crazy, and they use these guys because they got something on them. See, they can't use somebody they don't have nothing over. They'll quickly ban somebody that don't have nobody over them. Look at Immoral Technique, for example. This guy should have been the top of the top. He should have been the highest level of the hip hop industry, but he's not. But you know why? Because he ain't doing that. He ain't about that. And they probably did have approached him that way. He probably said, hell no, you better get the hell away from me. So he managed to do his own thing. You know, and another guy will say Tech Nine, you know, the rapper. He didn't want to go that way. He crazy as hell anyway, but, you know, he's all into that, you know, say Teddy nonsense, but he don't want to go that way. He don't want to get no stuff in his butt. No. He said hell no to that too. And same thing with Immoral Technique. He ain't getting that nonsense. He said hell no. So they made their own way without having to get like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, Kanye West, Frank Ocean. We already know he's funny. Oh, and P Diddy. He is the new Quincy Jones. I'm serious. P Diddy is the new Quincy Jones, because it was back then it was Quincy Jones that was breaking the man in, the young brothers in. Ask Will Smith. It was Quincy Jones that was breaking the man in, breaking them down. And they might have got Tupac too. And he probably was going to say something about it, and they got rid of him. Yeah. But now Diddy's the new Quincy Jones. He breaking these boys in. Day 26, whatever the hell day 26. Oh, don't think you think he ain't break them boys in? Huh? Especially with it. Yeah, Diddy. I'll tell you. I mean, even and you have to learn. You have to get this from a whore named Corinne Stephens, who uh, who had that book. I didn't read it, but I heard excerpts about it. That Diddy had a party and it was like 50, 60 naked men walking around, and there wasn't no girls, and the only girls were there was her and another chick, and it was Diddy and 50 other 55 other men and two girls walking around naked. Come on, come on now. And look at these movies. Look at these movies right now. Look what they're doing. Look how they emasculating men. Look at these movies that coming out now with they parties, wild parties, and then you got a naked man walking around and doing kind of sarcastic, funny, crazy stuff, thinking it's funny, but it's homosexual. And why do you think the more flaming homosexual they are, the more star power they get, the more clout, the more uh, acknowledgement they get, like Jason Collins. Antoine Dawson had, boy, I mean, he was a rising star, and he was just the guy that was on the news going off on this bed intruder that tried to go in and rape his sister, and he went from the projects of Birmingham uh, to now. Then I say then a top star Nickelodeon Teen's Choice Awards. He was a star. Everybody wanted to talk to him. Everybody loved him. I mean, he was very effeminate. He was very flamboyant, homosexual. And then he came to the truth. He came to this truth right here. He came to this truth, and he realized and say, "Hold on, these things ain't making sense." Antoine Oz had enough sense to say, "This don't make any sense." He said, "What the hell I'm doing to myself? I'm being an abomination to the Most High." And he changed himself. Now, of course, it's going to take a while for him to completely change, but he is taking the steps to change himself and acknowledging that he is the tribe of Judah, and that he acknowledges what's going on. And he acknowledges that. So now people are coming after him. They're calling me names, talking about, "Oh, you were never a homosexual from the beginning." What is a real and a fake homosexual? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. But let's continue. Like I said, I was on a rant. Oh, someone's on a rant. Now let's go to verse. Let's go to chapter 16, because that's why I was on verse 13, and of course, behold, verse 15. This is Christ. "I come as a thief. Blessed that he watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon." Now, of course, this is the gathering, and there's going to be the war. The great war is going to be Armageddon. He's going to gather them to why they call Armageddon. They make a word out of this. Armageddon is actually in Israel. Now, of course, they have made some movies about it and stuff like that, and their depiction of what they believe is Armageddon. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." Okay, I'll just hit it at Revelations chapter 18, and chapter 18. And we're going 1 through 5 and 20 to 24. And we're going to cut this. We're going to go out of this. Revelations chapter 18, verse 1. And these things I saw another angel come, this is John, down from the heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is becoming the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now, hold on. Now, this is not talking about America, because who is the greatest superpower on this earth right now? America. Who dictates policy? America. Who tells who what to do? America. China don't tell America what to do. Japan don't tell America what to do. Hell, Britain kind of cooperate, whatever the case may be. But who tells America what to do? Nobody. And y'all keep saying, God bless America. Okay. Yeah. You say that's like saying God bless Babylon. That's blasphemy. And if you love America, why don't you take down Lady Liberty or Mithra, the sun god, the Roman sun god? I don't see none of y'all doing that. Better yet, maybe I need to start making a petition to take down the Statue of Liberty. If we're gonna be under God, why we got a damn a Roman sun god standing up there talking about my country is a thee? Whatever. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye not be partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Now that is telling you to get out of that madness, that mind state, all this other culture and social culture and doctrines and all this. Well, it's okay to celebrate birthdays. It's okay to have sex with anything that moves. And next thing you know, the way this country is heading to right now. The next thing you know, it's gonna be okay to have sex with children. That's where this country's heading to, and then they're gonna start saying, well, it's okay now, because it's okay now to have sex with dogs, because they're doing it right now. Just like homosexual marriage, gay folks getting married. And now you open the floodgates, because now you're letting homosexuals get married. Well, it's kind of like civil rights and interracial marriage. No, it's not. Stop trying to compare something that has to do with skin color versus do with the same sex and a beast. Okay? Let's stop that. Okay? But they'll try to dole it off in comparison to interracial marriages. That, even though I don't support it, but hey, that's your business. And I said before the gay marriage starts to spread like wildfire, is that they're going to open up the floodgates. And I said this about last year, actually. I said that the floodgates are going to open for bestiality and incest marriages now, because what's going to happen is next thing you know, that the PETA organization, they're going to say, well, I want to marry Fido, I want to marry Ren 1010, the K9 cop. Yeah, the woman want to marry the German Shepherd, and the man want to marry the Pooch, or marry Kitty or Miss Kitty or whatever. Snoo-Foo, whatever they call their animals' names. Next thing you know, the wife want to marry the dog. Want to marry a German Shepherd or a Golden Retriever. What kind of nonsense is that? I'm serious. I'm gonna get back to the scripture. I got 20 to 24. And they're gonna marry the dog. And Peter gonna say, well, I want to marry the horse. I want to marry the black stallion. And you know, these women gonna bring up the black stallion. She probably already messing with the horse anyway. Black stallion gonna be and you know why, they do, and you know why they want to marry the horse. You know why they want to mess with the horse. That thing hung low. And I tell you, and so they're going to want to marry the horse. I'm serious. They want to marry the horse. And next thing you know, that's going to happen. And then they want to marry the sheep. Men want to marry the sheep. And they're going to start marrying animals. Because, hey, you let homosexual marriage go on, so now they might as well, you might as well let the animal and let bestiality marriage go on. I mean, you know, y'all, you know, you pastors and you mega church preachers that call yourselves men of God, and you got your damn women out there preaching, which is a damn shame. It's an abomination by itself. And now you're gonna have to compromise again, because I mean, if you compromise with homosexual marriages, then you're going to have to compromise with bestiality, because then your people in your church are going to be like, hey, I want to marry my dog, and you don't, I'm going to leave the church, and you ain't going to have no money. And so, you know, preachers are going to have to compromise again and say, okay, it's all right to marry beasts and dogs. And so, you know, and then those mountain people, those hillbillies, and some of you Negroes too, and you especially Puerto Ricans, oh my God. Y'all really into that stuff. No, if you but some good number if you are. And next thing you know, when bestiality becomes the agenda, and it becomes the thing to do, to marry. Next thing you know, Billy, Bob, and Suey want to get married, and they brother and sister. They want to get married. And now you have to compromise again, because remember, first you compromise with homosexuality, second you compromise with bestiality, which you soon going to do it anyway, and third, now you got to compromise with incest. Now you got to compromise with brother and sister want to marry each other, or mom and son want to marry each other, or dad and daughter want to marry each other, or aunt and nephew want to marry each other, uncle and niece, and grandma and grandson, grandpa and granddaughter, and cousins, first cousins, want to marry each other now. Now you gotta you gotta compromise with that one. You gotta compromise with that one now. Now you got a big problem on your hand. And you say, well, it ain't right. Well, you let those people marry dogs. And that woman said, I want to marry my son. Oh boy. And so now you got to compromise with the fact that now, you know, hey, now you're going to soon allow bestiality to go on. The people who are supporters of incest say, hey, what about us? What about us? I want to marry mom. I want to marry dad. I want to marry uncle. I want to marry Annie. I want to marry Annie. Yeah. I want to marry granddaddy, grandmama. I want to marry brother and sister. Yeah, that's right. I want to marry my son. I want to marry my daughter. Yeah. I ain't have no man have my daughter. And so now soon you're going to be compromising on that. And then everything will fall after that. Everything will fall after that. I mean, they're doing it already, sort of. But it's going to be public. And next thing you know, they're going to be having a bestiality debate talking about, well, I want to marry my dog, Fido. And next thing you know, then here comes the incestors, the people who support incest, saying, well, hold on now. Now, if that's the case, well, we've got to make it legal for us to get married too. So then the incest law will fall down the rafters and say, well, it's okay now to legally bang your brother and bang your sister and bang your family members now. Now it's legal. Now it's okay. Yeah, that's serious business. Now it's okay. Now it's okay to do it. But let's go to 20 to 24. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. So when the Most High does this destruction, Praise the Most High for that. Please praise the Most High. Because people say, Most High say, shing, you're dead. You better praise the Most High when that destruction goes. Cause I tell you, when those missiles hit, and that missile hit that lady Statue of Liberty, and if I see it on TV or if I'm even close by, I'm going to scream and just, yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, I am going to celebrate, damn it. Because that means that's the end of the captivity. That is the end of oppression. That is liberation. Not the Revolutionary War. That was no damn liberation. That was compensation. That was consolidation. That's all it was. Consolidation, not compensation. Consolidation. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. So y'all thinking y'all going to be lifted up in the air and then destruction is going to happen, the rapture. Oh, you in for a surprise. Verse 22, and the voice of harps and minstrels and of pipers and trumpets shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more in all of thee, and the light of a candle shall shine no more in all of thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more in all of thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. Good stuff. All right. Well, better yet, actually, not all right. I want to go to Peter. I'm gonna go to two scriptures of Peter. Well, actually, a few of them. First Peter 2. I kind of want to do this on the side thing. First Peter 2. No, First Peter chapter 3, verse 5 through 11. Well, actually, First Peter 3. No, 3. Actually, 3, 5 through 11 and 14. Now, this is referring to the man and the woman, and to truth and understanding. And this is a for a thing for you ladies out there and you men, you single mothers out there with many children. And this shall explain, in order for you to be a woman, not to be a single mother out there, and not to have them, and not to be without a man, and not to be out with them having taken care of children. This for for those moving forward. Let's talk about this. Let's try those for moving forward. Now, for those new women out there who are in the world, this is for you before this happens to you. But for those women who got screwed around and got shafted, moving forward, let's move this forward. Verse 5. For after this manner, chapter 3, verse 5 through 11 and 14. Here we go. For after this manner in the old times, the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. So these women who love themselves for the Most High will be subjected unto their own husbands. Of course, a righteous husband, not some wicked nigga. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, here we go for you men too. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, respect, honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So you men have to respect your wife. That means honoring. Honoring means having respect, having understanding, having love, having, direction for the wife. Okay? Just like the woman obeyed the man must respect and honor the woman. Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful, be courteous. Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing. Evil for evil means doing, let's say the man does something, he has sex, commits adultery, and then the wife says, okay, I'm going to commit adultery too. That's evil for evil, okay? Or the woman or the wife commits adultery to for a man, and he turns around and does it back. That's evil for evil. Or railing for railing. Railing for railing means insulting each other. So you railing, like you railing against each other. You talk about each other bad. You calling each other names. You call her fat, and you calling him ugly, and you call her nappy head, and she calling you limp wiener. Whatever you want. Emasculating your manhood. That's railing against each other. That's something that's something that the black families have an issue with. They call each other names, call each other B words, H words, nigga, and that's railing against each other. That's something you can't be doing. You gotta control your thoughts. You're calling each other names, insulting each other. Yeah, that's something you gotta control. That's something that's not gonna work out. But contrariwise, blessing, knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing. So, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips they speak no guile. So, man out there, if you want the good days to come, refrain from an evil tongue. Refrain from calling your wife names, insulting them, and stuff like that. That's one thing I learned not to do. Before it's too late, of course. I learned now that you don't go insult your wife, call her names, etc., because she ain't gonna forget that. Trust me. Women don't forget those things. Okay? And if you're out there, you're using your tongue for evil, then you know what? How do you expect her to obey you? How do you expect her to do as you want of her in righteousness? You ain't gonna get no. She ain't gonna listen to you. She ain't gonna listen to you. You call every name in the book. You think she gonna listen to you now? No. She'll put up with you, but she ain't gonna listen to you until you change. Of course, there's an opportunity to change. And his lips that they speak no guile. Okay, that is, speak no insults, no slander. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensure it. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers, but the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. So the Lord is hearing and listening. He has his angels around him at all times. And if you're doing righteousness, you're doing good, the Lord's going to hear it, the Lord's going to see it, and the Lord's going to note it. But if you're doing evil, Most High will know that you pissing him off. You are pissing him off. You're making him mad. And he ain't gonna forget it. And he gonna hold it against you too. He can hold it against you. Shut the hell up. Learn it. Love it. Learn it. Don't do evil. Verse 14. And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. Now, if you suffer for righteousness, now if you're doing right things, you're not disrespecting your wife, you're not disrespecting people, you're doing righteous things, and even though the Edomites out there, they're calling you names, they're calling you nigger and monkey and coon and all these things, and you're still doing righteous, you're not goading into that. Happy are ye, and be not afraid. That means the Most High do not be not afraid of their terror, because if you stand for righteousness, then their terror don't mean nothing. Neither be troubled. Don't be troubled by them. Don't be being stressed out, waking up 2 in the morning. He called me a nigger. He called me a nigger. And I see some black folks be crying and stressed out about being called a nigger. Like, people call me nigger. I'll say, well, fine. Acts chapter 13, verse 1. Don't you wish you was a nigger? But that's why I'm not troubled by foolishness. That's why I'm not troubled by underhanded corruption. That's why I'm not troubled by their so-called terror. Because their terror is, to me, their terror is, no, I ain't going to say the word. But let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12 through 14. First Peter chapter 2, 12 to 14. Here's for those Israelites out there who's trying to do right, and understand that you have to serve your captivity, and that the kingdom will come. Those in the faith, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles. Honest, that means honest conversation. That means you're telling the truth. You're bringing truth to the word. You bring in truth with God, not calling them, oh, you're the devil, you're the devil, you're the devil, you're the devil, you're the devil. No, not like that. But bringing truth among the Gentiles, that whereas they speak against you as evildoers. Okay. See, so when you speak the truth about the Bible, about the Gentiles and things that's going on in the world, they speak against you as evildoers. Okay, so they'll call you names, they'll curse you out. You saw some brothers out there in the truth, out there in the streets, bringing the word, bringing the truth. Some of them do a little goading, don't get me wrong, but those bringing the truth, and you got those out there yelling and cursing and calling them names and calling them African. Even people on YouTube, I don't like something, I don't like something, and all this other foolishness. You're going to get that. Even some of you Negroes will do that too. They may be by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify God in the day of visitation. Because in the day of visitation, they're going to realize by your good works, they shall behold. Because then they realize that this guy is actually doing right. This guy is actually doing good works. Versus, banter. People can talk all they want, but if you look at the works of the person, just like, people on YouTube have their opinions about everything, but look at their works. I'm just going to tell you the truth, my works. I do community service for the people. I do work with the Civil Club organization. We have things for the children, for the blind, feed the hungry, give canned goods and foods to the churches so they can feed the poor and the children, etc. We give money to people. We help people who are blind, who need glasses and stuff like that. That's what I do. Those are works. Plus what I do on here. I take every Sabbath. Every Sabbath. Bring the word. And personally, I help people, they need help, and, I'm there to help them. That's works. That's what the Most High looks at. Now, you can do all this talking and be the amazing atheist, the amazing black atheist, and you ain't doing nothing. You do no works. Verse 13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, wherein it be to the king as supreme. Now, some of you New Age pastors will take this and say, submit to government. Yeah, you must submit to government. Do what they tell you to do. That doesn't mean that. No. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man. The ordinance is like laws. Like you can't speed over a certain limit. You can't steal. You can't run around public naked. You can't get drunk around publicly. Those are ordinances. Okay? That is what the Most High is telling his people to do. To submit yourselves to their ordinances. Not executive orders where they're saying, you must go to FEMA camps and take your vaccines. No. That the Most High said, no. He's not meaning that. He's meaning the righteous laws. And that is a righteous law. Not to get drunk. Not to be intoxicated. Not to be doing drugs. That is righteous. Believe it or not. That is righteous. Or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers and for the praise of them that do well. Now, that actually, the governments and these are set up to keep the Israelites in line. That's what the Most High, he set up Edom that way. Just like Pontius Pilate, who was the governor over Israel, Jerusalem, whatever, and he was set up to keep the Jews in order. You know, because the Jews didn't have much power. They didn't have no power, actually, literally. Little or no power. They can deal with small matters, but when it came to matters of murder, execution, and things like that, that was the Romans' government job. So Christ adhered to the laws of the Romans, yes. He wasn't rebelling against the Roman law. He adhered to it. He understood it. You know, for the Lord's sake, for the Most High's sake, because if you don't, what use are you going to be in the truth? If you're messing up and the Lord said, look, you got to obey these laws for now. And because that's actually forming you to obey his laws. Because of course you got to obey his laws too. Because actually some of his laws are the laws of Roman. Rome uses the Most High's laws to enforce, believe it or not. You can't steal. You get caught, you go to jail. You can't kill unless it's righteous, unless it's justified. You go to prison. So some of these laws in America or Rome are taken from the Bible or taken from God's laws. So God understands they have taken his laws and used them, which is righteous. That's what he wanted them to do. So when you know, people say, oh, okay, I'll break the law. You're not being righteous. But this is Jack, Sabbath, and hope you enjoy this. Hope you get some understanding, and hope we stay in the truth and stay in the kingdom, and we stay on the path. I also want to address a small issue that there's people out there who, well-meaning, they're good people. They just got in the truth and learn a lot of stuff, learn a lot of knowledge. That's excellent. But, you know, a lot of people get all stuck up in the name. Well, it's Emmanuel, it's Yeshua, is Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Jesus. Personally, I mean, it's good to know the name, but the Bible says that Christ's true name will be revealed when he comes back, as well as the Most High's true name. Now, those are titles that you can praise upon, and that can give an effect of understanding. But when it comes down to it, none of us do not know the true name of the Most High or the true name of Christ. That will be revealed when Christ comes back on this earth. And you know, when people who are new into the truth, they get caught up because they don't have an understanding, because there are people who are already seasoned into the truth that are on the higher level of understanding, and then you get these greenhorns that come in and they go to and fro like, hold on, I thought blah blah. Next thing you know, they're confused. So when addressing to like the people who are just new to the faith, We got to take baby steps and start with the laws, commandments, and statutes so they can be grounded. Because, we can jump to Enoch, we can jump to Jubilees, we can jump to the Hebrew, the Concordance, etc. But if we're not grounded by the basic laws, commandments, and statutes, and we're not following them in our everyday lives, then what's the use of trying to know the name when you yourself can't even follow the laws, commandments, and statutes? And that's not just anyone in particular. This goes for anybody who that just believe that the name is more important than the laws, commandments, and statutes. Follow those first, and then when you get onto that higher plateau, then we can start addressing the name. But now, for those new people out there, laws, commandments, and statutes, I have to learn that. Actually, I did not jump, believe it or not. I did not jump. It's not about, oh, you're just not quick enough in the spirit. That's all. No, it has nothing to do with that, because I've seen a lot of those who are quick in the spirit and they crash like 5-hour energy drink. It's just the fact that the laws, commandments, and statutes keep you grounded. That's the foundation. Just like a house. When you build a house, you need a solid foundation. If you build it on some cheap concrete and you just put a slap layer on there and let it roll, and you don't take the roots out or stumps out under the land or whatever, so it won't be growing inside, then you don't have a mismanaged foundation. Your foundation is going to be shifted. It's going to be shifty. It's not going to be straight and structured, because in construction you got to put footings into the foundation in order to keep it stable. Because if you just slap basic concrete in there and let it run like that, who knows how long it will stay. Footing will actually, it's like, you dig another extra hole inside. Kind of like, let me show you an example. Okay. Here's what people think, just basic construction, putting concrete into the ground. That's basic. Okay, y'all can see that. Now here's the footing, what I'm saying is referring to. That's the footing. Because that's like a foundation. So you got to have some level of stabilization, and this is laws, the basic laws, commandments, and I'm going through this way. See, start with laws, commandments, statutes. So when you build that foundation up, then we can explore other things. Because with a basic, if you're just doing basic, and you just say you might just want to just do commandments, right? Then that foundation is going to fall, because you need the laws and the statutes to go along with those commandments. So it's just like construction, putting footings in. So when you build your foundation, your house, so instead of build like this, and then the house comes up, and then something happens, and it wobbles and shifts, and go down, blah. Then you have house, and then you have house structure, and then you have footing. So if it does make any attempt to, it won't tremble, because the extra footing. And it's kind of like triangle. It's not like a curve. It's kind of like a triangle-like thing to keep the structure stabilized. An extra layer. Usually, just like that. You remember that issue in San Francisco, that earthquake they had in the 90s? I don't know if some of y'all weren't even born at that time. In the 90s, I was a teenager, and it was like a guy, Vietnamese, Tobai, whatever the guy name is, Tobai, who was an engineer, and the reason why his home beachfront home was not toppled over like the other homes. The other homes were toppled over because it was like on the cliffs of the rocks and stuff. His was built a certain way. He put footing. He had footing and extra layers and layers and layers. Since he knows engineering construction, he had extra layers of footing as well as a understructure. So the building, this home was stabilized, and his home actually stood still, and not one brick fell out of that home, while everybody else's crumbled. So, same thing with the laws, commandments, and statutes. You build a solid foundation, and when you build a solid foundation of understanding and righteousness, then you can explore out to, because the Bible actually brings out other knowledge. It brings out other knowledge about history of the Roman and the Greek Empire, the Persian, the Medes, the Babylonian Empire, and it gets you to understand more history about a lot of things. This the Bible does, believe it or not. It's a historical record, believe it or not, of understanding. I learned a lot more stuff from this than I did in all esoteric books, witchcraft books, etc. back then combined. I learned about Alexander the Greek even more from the Bible. Vespucian, Titus, Caesar, the Persians, the Medes, the Muslims, the Arabs, the Hamites, the Africans, etc. I learned more about a lot of things that are historically accurate compared to any other book out there that you so-called people believe in. Not one book out there that can compare to this. If read, of course, with precept upon precept, word upon word, line upon line, here a little, there a little. If it's read that way. But all praise to the Most High and His Son Christ, that they'll deliver us out of captivity one day, and that we shall keep the faith, keep the strength alive, keep hope, and stop being impatient like a number of you people are. A lot of you are impatient. Be patient with the Word. Be patient with the Lord. Let Him run His course. Don't be a stumbling block for others. Don't be a liar and an evildoer for others who want the knowledge and the truth. Avoid those who speak of a different doctrine. Avoid those who vainly try to destroy the Bible. Avoid those who say God loves everybody. And avoid those who cling to John 3:16. You need to avoid those at all costs, because they. But understand that the true word and understanding is true and is strong and is accurate. And let no one else stray away from your faith and your truth, no matter what doctrine they come out with. Do not let them stray away from what you know in this Bible. Do not let them stray away. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want them stray away from these odd, strange, new age, and these. It's okay to have a woman to be a damn preacher like that. That woman? What's her name on YouTube? Red hair. The woman, she got red hair. Dina Carrington. What? I don't know her name is, but she is a wicked woman preaching. She ought to have her husband preaching the word. If they were righteous, she ought to have the man preaching, not her. She shouldn't be preaching at all. She should just be obedient, be righteous. Don't listen, and I'm just going to be the truth. Don't listen to a woman who claims herself to be a prophetess and a preacher. She speaks of evil. Any man that comes with a John 3:16 doctrine, he speaks of deception. Any man that comes with God loves everybody, he's of deception. Any man that comes with the prosperity doctrine, he's of deception and a devil. Anybody come with an atheist ideology thinking that the Bible's not real, run from them. Avoid them at all costs. If they come at you in a way and try to force you, knock them out cold with the power of the Lord. Do not let others deceive you with other ideas Don't let these former Israelites who are bitter as hell, let them stray away from the truth. Just because they had a bad experience doesn't mean that that's going to happen to you. All praise to the Most High and His Son Christ. Amen.